Mics are up. You know what? I say mics are down. Let's have this no audio podcast. Let's do. Isn't there an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer where there's like no audio?
Yeah, it was called Hush. It was a classic.
Was that
episode.
intentional or did they just fuck up?
Of course, it was intentional. Did you watch the episode?
Wasn't it engineering?
No, I didn't know. I never saw it.
You should watch it.
We should
Maybe
practice our mime.
Joss Whedon was like, oh, and he tripped over the console, and he was just like, fuck it, put it out.
Is this a bit? Is this?
Listen, I'm not a Buffy head. I'm not a Buffy head. Okay, I'm a.
That's how you get the conversation started.
Trekkie.
You're not a Trekkie.
No,
Welcome.
fuck that, no.
Hey, hi to everybody out there. Our 20,000 viewers. Wow. We are growing exponentially.
Damn.
It's taking over the world.
Damn.
We might even bump it up to 30,000 viewers this week. You never know. With the level of success MEGA64 has been attaining in the recent days, we might be taking over the world any minute now. We might have to stop this podcast to go,
We're having like new success.
Or orchestrate the new world order. So you'll remember us today as the good old days. This is who we were before we went all egotistical superstars. So enjoy it and welcome.
We're gonna reminisce about the early days when we had no confidence.
Wow. I didn't know we were like crescendoing into a new.
You didn't know that?
Another period.
I hope the Frogger.
How'd you think our trajectory was going?
I thought it was like a nice steady climb. Like, I didn't know there was a recent bump, a spike, a skyrocket. That's what it sounds like.
You weren't aware?
No, I didn't get a memo or anything. I just showed up
check your subs.
What happened? Hold on.
Yeah, check all your storecasts.
Yeah, I see we went live. Well, we didn't do a storecast last week. I was busy, but
just last week.
Yeah. Shit.
Hey, Garrett. 6 days ago, we released like the biggest video in the past 5 years. I don't know if you were like a main character in it, but maybe you weren't aware that it came out.
Not only are you not aware that it came out, but
I don't.
All these other channels just buckled when it released. Casey Neistat. Is finito.
Casey, nice knowing you.
Yeah. Shaytards are Shay Tata.
Yeah.
Hey, no, Shaytards re-shade.
Yep.
Theme song. You know what's funny? That theme song reminded me, and I didn't even notice till just right now. Sean's not here.
Sean is not here.
I'm watching the theme song being like, man, I love this theme song. Oh, yeah, Sean Chatfield, main character.
So here's what's going to be funny about this is Sean...
yeah.
We did not see Sean all weekend.
Right.
He's
out of state.
Out of nowhere, sprang on us this last week. Hey, do you think I could go on this one trip? And it was like, that's a question. Okay, yeah. What is that? Well, I think
Rocco is the decider.
There's
of
an
these
event.
things.
Well, he just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything major going on. He's like, that I could slip out and just do this thing. And I don't really know what it is. I think his kids have something like they're doing some. Sports event or something.
They're all dancers.
But it
like
basically became I'm gonna have to drive to Arizona like right now, and I'll be gone for 4 days. It was like, whoa, man, that's the last thing I want to happen to me is I have to go to Arizona all of a sudden. But anyway, no offense to Arizona, but I want some preparation. It's got to be hot as hell there right now, right? It's starting to get warm here.
I'm starting to think it wasn't for the kids. I'm thinking he was horny and he wanted to go back to Arizona.
Wait, what? Why?
That's the sex toy capital of the world.
Yeah, we talked about it before.
Wait, what?
Tayucon and everything.
They said that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
We've got a firsthand experience.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Sex toy capital of the world.
Or at least in the United States.
Mesa, Arizona, yeah.
Mesa, specifically Mesa, Arizona?
I believe it was. Either outside of Mesa
Mesa is Spanish for butt plug.
Yeah.
See, okay, so I don't...
It's all right. You
No,
can speak
it's not.
Spanish.
I'm just trying to,
Spanish for table.
Whenever I think of Spanish,
It's not butt plug. That's
sorry.
That would be.
That's what he calls it.
That would be culo. How do you say plug in Spanish?
Plugate.
Culo ugate.
Plujata.
Anyways,
Put the table in my ass.
I don't know if that makes me like proud to be an American or like discouraged that the sex toy capital of the world is.
Well, it makes me
here in the
proud.
All of the
Southwest.
above.
Yeah.
Innovation. Yeah.
If you told me like Bangkok, Thailand, sex toy capital of the world, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. It sounds got a lot of.
Yeah, Bangkok and Bangkok.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
called Bangkok.
true.
It makes sense. Mesa, Arizona. It's like didn't see that one.
We heard that stat, but now I'm kind of thinking most of the manufacturing is done in the Orient, and I would think China would be the #1 sex toy capital manufacturer. But
I would think India, just by the numbers, they got more people,
we might have
more
to-
sex toys.
We might have to check with
No,
the Tayo
more
staff.
people doesn't equal more sex toys. More people equals
more sex.
bone. Yeah, more people to bone. You don't need the toys.
less need for a
Yeah,
sex
yeah.
toy.
Yeah, over here in the U.S., there's barely anyone around. So what
That's
else am I
true.
going to do?
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, Sean's over there getting it in, apparently.
Yeah.
Hey, I
So-
read this. I read this article today, and I don't know if this is real or a joke article. Nowadays, when I read articles, I don't care if they're real or not. I'm just going to, if it sounds like something that is pertinent to worth remembering, I'll quote it. If it is fake or real, doesn't concern me. I read this article. Said the creator of the sex doll, the realistic sex doll, is now programming the sex doll to refuse sex
What?
if it is tired or you don't treat it right. Because he says it's a more realistic experience.
Upgrade for She-Chan. That's cool.
So, yeah,
I think
we've-
that's fair.
I think we've taken sex toys too far at this point.
It's like bubblegum crisis.
But you know what?
You gotta
No-
keep
no,
them
but I see
happy or
that-
they'll cut your
That's
head
like a
off.
video game. I don't want that. That's like fucking managing your town in Animal Crossing, pulling out the weeds and shit.
Makes it more realistic,
It
Frank.
makes it. Yeah, I think it's good because it puts you more. Yeah, it's like.
It's funny.
Listen, you can't just have your way all the time.
Okay,
Sorry.
well, if you don't
Yeah,
want the
but it's a
responsibility.
doll. So, like, it's a doll and it's supposed to be a human, and the robot's like, yeah, you were mean to me at dinner, man. But it's still a
Be nice.
sex toy. So, you know, like the fleshlight, you're going to try to use that, but it won't unscrew because the fleshlight's like, I'm sorry, you were rude to my mom.
I'm
at
sure there will
lunch.
be codes or something.
Some kind of hack.
Yeah, some
cheats.
kind of
The
like.
cheat code?
Yeah, cheat code.
You like
Easy.
flip the sex
Program.
doll over and you
Or
like
you-
slap
your
the butt
fingers.
cheeks. You're like left, right.
Just
Credit
insert a
card.
mod chip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Slap
can
the legs
modder.
together. You're ready to go.
Dude, wait till they come out with sex toy mods.
Fuck yeah. On the Steam Workshop.
Sorry.
Wait,
Don't be
so,
sorry. I
hold
mean, that's
on.
how it's
Was
going to
that too
work.
much?
I got Simpsons.
You're
Hold
just
on.
giving us a view like Black Mirror.
The
in
whole
future.
reason I brought up Arizona
Yeah,
and all
what's
this
going on?
shit
Yeah,
is
what-
because that's where Sean went.
Right.
okay.
There's a point. to
And
it.
so he's like, but don't worry, I'll be back by Sunday night and I'll be on the podcast.
He did say that.
He called
We're-
me 5 minutes before the podcast and went,
Look at the couch.
is it okay if I don't
No.
come?
Wait, no. He
Like,
called
he-
you like
Seriously,
Within
just
the
a
last
minute
hour?
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was
witnessed
just
this,
like,
yeah.
do you think it's okay if
Well-
I'm not there? He just got into town and he sounded fried.
what happens if you say no? Like no, sorry.
Sorry, jackass, get over here. No.
Yeah, you
so I wouldn't
promised.
have done that. I wouldn't have done that. However, here's what I guarantee he's not thinking about. Sean worked so hard on our newest video that came out,
Yeah.
the Cell Saga in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I know
gonna
that
regret
all
it.
he wanted, he worked on that. Even when we were doing other stuff throughout this year, in the background, Sean would always be making, oh, I'm going to paint this little Cell helmet. Okay. Oh, we have an extra hour. I'm going to make this little model of put some trees here. He worked on that so long and worked so hard. And I know he would want nothing more than his moment in the sun here to talk about how he did it, what he did.
Dude,
and this is the one that he missed. And I guarantee you, tomorrow he's going to come here and go, you guys talked about Dragon Ball Z.
Of course we
You should make a
did.
personal channel video. Show off the product.
So yeah, that's a shame. Our Dragon Ball Z video came out
Yeah.
earlier this week, and credit where credit's due. Sean is the what do they call it? The unsung hero
Yeah.
of this video.
Completely.
Not only is Sean Goku, the main character of Dragon Ball, but he also meticulously hand created all of those costumes.
Yes.
I mean, everything. The look of those videos
And
Yeah.
what's funny
is out of Sean's
and
head.
I see this comment a lot in the comment section. It's like, wow, I bet Garrett did all those costumes.
I see
Good
that-
job, Garrett.
I see that too when people will credit me for things I wasn't even there to
Sean-
help with, and it's
so-
just like you can't respond to all of them.
So
but
yeah, I know. We've been
I
working.
I feel bad about that.
We've been planning this video, working on it here and there for the past 7 months, and Sean has been every day putting these costumes together. Yeah, he really was the father of that video, and he's not here.
He
to talk
should be
about
here
it.
to explain every detail.
Yeah, and I know, and then it's going to be that weird thing where we're you know, I don't even know, you know, we don't. There may be a podcast next week, there may not. We're going to be at Anime Expo, and then you know, when's the next live one we're going to do? I don't even know, and then it's going to be that weird thing where it's like he's going to like. Is it okay for him to talk about Dragon? You know, it's this whole thing, and I know he's gonna be bummed.
Well, he'll edit this. Do you want to have a message to him? Let him know.
Sean, edit yourself in talking about it right here.
Hello, everyone. I'm sorry that I missed last night's podcast. Apologies. So I'm gonna go over really quick, just a little quick look at what I did. Nothing too in-depth or crazy. I thought it was interesting, though. Maybe you would care. That these are the Dragon Balls that were used in the first video, the Frieza Saga. And if you go over here, it's what I used for Cell's mouth. It's the same ball. I just took the side without the stars on it, and then put Sharpie on the lines to make a little mouth. So it's really a surgical mask that I stapled on to make it talk. I'll show you just a couple more things. Let's see. So for the Cell's helmets, I took apart. I had Easter eggs in my front yard for Easter, and I took them and I cut them to have the little shape that looks like Cell's helmet. There's little light switch covers for his head. Let's see. For Android, I don't know the names of the androids and numbers, so I don't know. But whatever, that android, it's a Disney hat, and Rocco even got it. Oh, it's 19. There you go. So it's Android 19. This is a poster tube that I cut and taped up. Let's see. For Cell's wings, I don't think you really ever saw it, but there were fan blades that I put Velcro on. And I went to a fan store and asked if they had any reject fan blades that they could give it to me. And so they gave me these. So that was nice. And let's see what else. Oh, okay. So for Cell's tail, for one of his two tails, this is a part of a gutter, I think. I think it's for a gutter. And then I took us like a dish glove, and then we have this like super hardening foam that's like really sticky, and so like I shot it in there, put the middle finger up to make the little stinger, and that's what the Cell's tail was made out of. So yeah, it's just a little, honestly it would just be hours of me walking through Home Depot trying to find weird things, like okay, I really need like what's like this shape, what's this texture, you know. And I again don't watch Dragon Ball. I've never seen one episode of Dragon Ball, so I did my best just looking at a picture and trying to figure out like, oh, if a person like me who knows nothing about it can see this and think, oh, that's what that is, then I'm on the right track. So that was my mindset. So these are all like these are just Cell costumes in here. It's just so many different football pads that I painted. I think I bought every thrift store out of football pads. Cell was obviously the hardest. Some of the effects were kind of tough too, but yeah, oh, one more thing I'm going to show you. Come over here, Brian. Sorry. Actually, stay over here. Don't go anywhere. One thing that I was bummed that you never saw was Android, whatever this guy was, the nature-loving Android. You didn't see his full costume that I spent so much time on, which is, I mean, you built the whole thing hoping that some of it gets used, but you didn't get to see that, like, I had, like, more fan blades attached to his sides, and then this thing goes up front, it's right here, and then I got pool noodles. You know, you try to get the cheapest thing possible and make it look like the thing that you want it to look like. So, luckily I've been doing that since I was a little kid, trying to make videos in my backyard, so that's helped. So, alright, I think that will be the end of our tour. One last basketball. This helmet was used, Derek did a music video on his personal channel, and I asked if I could steal his helmet forever, and I did this to it, and then this is like fiberglass, and this is like more foam, that foam stuff. And yeah, so there you go. This is the inside of one of the Dragon Balls, the same one that I used for Cell's mouth. It's like the backside of it. I just cut it into that shape. Little things. All right, well anyways, thank you for watching the video. Sorry that I missed it, the podcast again. But yeah. Whoops. That's all. Fuck.
Welcome back. I hope he said good stuff
That was
about
a great
the whole
segment,
crew as
Sean.
well. That was
Thank you.
kudos. Kudos.
I agree
on
with
that.
everything you said.
Now
Heart
that-
goes out to you.
Now that windbag is done talking,
Yeah, now we've said enough.
we can give our thoughts on
Yeah.
the Cell Saga in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So we put it out.
Nice.
Big hit. Yeah, we did it. You know, I wasn't in the last video.
Yeah.
Which was a shame, because the last video, the Frieza Saga in 5 minutes, I mean, that's like probably our most successful video for the last few years.
Yeah, one of them, definitely. And in fact, that just as a result of this new one coming out, it just finally crossed 5 million.
It got like an extra 100,000 views.
Yeah, so it crossed 5 million views. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it kind of worked out. The first Dragon Ball Z video we did was actually the fake trailer for Funimation, and I played Vegeta.
Yeah.
When I wasn't in the Frieza Saga, Garrett took over as Vegeta, and I was like, oh man, I like being Vegeta.
Yeah, we all kind of switched roles.
But now I got to be Cell, which
it worked out.
Arguably is the main character. Other than Goku,
Oh, yeah.
They call it the Cell Saga.
But really, the Cell, yeah, it's kind of like Gohan becomes the main character along with Cell. Cell is throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's the constant. Yeah.
They call it the Cell Saga, so I was just really happy and honored to play the part of the villain. I had a great time filming. It was a lot of hard work, a lot of long days. But
Definitely.
I tried to not let the long days get to me. I tried to stay positive throughout the process because I knew it was going to be such a smash hit video. And it feels really good when you're working on something to know, like, hey, this might suck, this might be hard, but this thing is going to be fucking huge. So, suck it up and do your best. And it all worked out. It all paid off.
I was going to say, to kind of take it back a step further, we knew forever, the past couple of years, we were like, we have to follow up. Like that Frieza Saga video was something that kind of just happened because Funimation asked us. They were like, dude, would you mind doing, we had friends there, and it's like, would you mind doing something to kind of promote the Frieza movie coming out? Yeah, sure. And so we just had that idea to do the sweeting process where everything, you recreate something in Dragon Ball, but you do it all homemade, and there's no computer effects at all. So the Frieza Saga thing happened, but it's like, damn, that really took off. And it's like, we got to do Cell someday. We kept talking about it, but the Cell Saga was so much more involved. It's so much more complicated and involving time stuff and the androids. And you couldn't, with the Frieza Saga, you could cut out the Ginyu Force. And it wasn't that big of a deal, or what all these other little ancillary parts. But with Cell, you kind of couldn't do that because you have to include, why is he absorbing the androids? Why is he, there were all these different layers to it. And so it was like, shit, this one is going to be way more full of stuff. So I think it's important to note the process, and we kind of handled it like we did with the Frieza one. Even though Derek wasn't in the Frieza one, he helped kind of get it off the ground. And what Derek did was he watched on YouTube, there's compilations of episode
I'll tell him
recaps.
what I did.
Yeah.
At the beginning of every episode of Dragon Ball, last time on Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta arrives on Namek. I found a compilation of every one of those.
Like an hour of them.
Yeah. There was like a 90-minute compilation of every single recap of the Frieza Saga.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing for the Cell Saga, and I watched all of those, and I said, okay, we have a 90-minute recap of the whole saga. Let's edit this down to the 5 minutes we're going to use for our story.
The good stuff, yeah.
And then let's just reshoot this video.
Yeah.
But what's funny is that's the intention, but the videos are always like, shit, I got this down as much as I could. This thing is like 17 minutes long.
Yeah.
So then from there, it's like, all right, well, how do we kind of do this ourselves and make it shorter?
Yeah. And so once that's edited down, I will take it and kind of like write it into an outline of like, here's what they could say, here's a funny gag that we could make out of what they're doing, and boil it down to the minimum. Like, hey, this character gets one line, then they're gone. Okay, just the minimum possible. And the reason why I really wanted to go through these steps is with this in particular, the outline was really hard because, again, you had to condense so many things. So there was one day I went up to LA and I was like, you know what? On the way back, I'm going to make a pit stop. There's a lot of traffic. I'm going to make a pit stop. I got my laptop. I'm going to write. And I wrote this video, this Cell Saga in 5 minutes, in the lobby of the Grand Californian Hotel at Disney. I was on my laptop next to Jason Schwartzman and his wife arguing.
Are you serious?
That was how. So there was.
You could hear him
so
arguing?
the combative nature of this video.
Jason Schwartzman from Rushmore.
Yeah, it was seriously the actor was there, and he was like,
he's related.
They were like, they sat down, they were like drinking wine, and they were like in some kind of argument, like right there, and I was like, what a great setting to.
What were they arguing about?
I couldn't quite tell.
She didn't like the ending. It was just that.
Well, yeah, but it was just stuff like that. It was just. I don't know what it was.
Maybe they were rehearsing. Maybe they were rehearsing.
Oh, that's maybe they're
Rushmore 2.
She was helping him with his line.
I Heart Huckabees Part 2.
Maybe, and somebody didn't want to do it. But anyway, so we put that outline together, and then after all the thing that takes so long is really making all the stuff, and then filming takes a long time too. Editing really doesn't, because this video has 0 computer effects, visual effects. So once you have all the footage, you can just edit it together and make a lot of mouth noises for everything.
Oh yeah.
But I really want to say, like, again, everyone did such a great job, and again, Sean, we can't say it enough for making everything, but everybody gave their all. I mean, I told Frank ahead of time, I was like, Gohan goes ballistic by the end of this, so you're going to have to give a lot, and he did. And
I think we had to carry home Frank after that day of shooting.
Yeah. Long day in the sun.
That was.
But Garrett, everybody did such a great job. Kevin had to wear that morph suit over his face. But anyway, it was really awesome. But I really want to thank everybody. It's rare for me, something that I'm very, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm inexperienced. I don't know. I guess I'm not as confident with is, if I ever have to be behind the camera, like, I know how to use a camera, I know how to film shit, but typically on our videos, like, we'll all come up with ideas. I always feel much better with Derek behind the camera, because I think Derek just is the best at having the eye for how to capture. I mean, what is a director? Someone who captures the appropriate thing to the
I think
the
that
thing.
my main skill is directing.
I really believe that.
My strong skill in filmmaking.
Yes.
I'd agree with that.
And so I totally agree with that. Derek has the eye, and there's so many times, there in plenty of videos where I'll be behind the camera, but I'm just like, how do we properly get this in the frame where it's communicated properly? I will still ask Derek, and and he will have the immediate answer to how to do it, and that's perfect, but with these suited videos, it's like I'm more behind the camera on these than usually any other. It works out great because I play Krillin, who doesn't do that much, so I end up doing that a lot, and because it's a lot more loose and handheld, and I feel a lot more confident, and plus knowledge of the show is okay,
Well,
and especially with
I was gonna say, well, you make the whole thing look like Power Rangers, or like that whole Japanese style.
So that's what I was gonna say, is I'm just doing my best. I just think, like, well, I know the show, so I know, okay, yeah, he stands here, he stands here. To me, one of the most iconic shots in all of anime, period, is Gohan going Super Saiyan 2. Oh, yeah. So especially for that part is ingrained in my brain, and I knew had to be exact. So I printed every frame of that, almost as storyboards, because it's like, okay, Vegeta reacts like this, Trunks reacts like this, just because that meant a lot to me, So it was all those kind of things, and it was, so it's hard, but, I was just going as fast as I could, trying to do the best that I could. And the feedback that I got when people told me, hey, that was really cool, and it was, it was funny, but I also really liked how this was shot, or this looked, or that. And when people specifically said, the Power Rangers thing, there were people who said, like, it was kind of like Dragon Ball meets Power Rangers. That is the highest compliment anybody has ever given in my book. I'm sure, again, and it's not like I'm doing this alone. I still needed help from Derek and everybody, just in terms of, again, being behind the camera is all I'm talking about. But when people said that, like, hey, it really had that energy of a Power Rangers episode, that I was like choked up reading that, because that never entered my mind. I never tried for that. And so to hear that and just have it be like, because someone was like, oh, when Derek grows, the part where he's about to blow up, oh, that's so like when Rita makes the monsters grow. And I was like, I never even intended that, but that's just shot, but it's in your DNA. Type. And I see that too. With some,
I never thought about that. Yeah.
But and I never intended that. But when people said that, I was like, oh my God, like, thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful compliment. That really, I mean, it's like, I'm like getting choked up. That is all I've ever wanted, is to do stuff on that perfect line between fucking Goofy, and then people were telling me, yeah, but when he was killing the Cell Juniors, that was funny, but it was like kind of badass too. I was like, that is all I ever want to make, is stuff that walks. And I'm only talking about me personally. I know this is a self-serving thing here, but that line of serious and goofy. Oh, I was so happy to hear that. But again, like you could see that in all of our work, though. I think if the stuff that really bleeds into us, you know, again, a lot of the stuff that we shoot that Derek is behind, you'll see parts and it's like, oh, that is so like, that is such like, I know our videos are goofy, but you'll see little things that are like, oh, that is such a Kubrick like thing, or you know what I mean? Like thing, especially like when we were doing like Friday the 13th, there were things where it was like, oh man, like Jason lives in Derek's blood, you know, and you'll see that, you know what I mean? You see these things that you just absorb, but to hear that from people just made my day. So anyway, that really,
I think,
thank you.
These Dragon Ball videos, this new one, it shows the best of all our group putting their talents in.
Yeah.
You get the best of every person is bringing something tremendous to the table.
Yeah.
And we talked about, I think, a little how hard this shoot was, because it was over several weeks.
Yeah.
It went on for a while,
Different
and it was
locations.
different locations. I mean, some of the guys in the comments I saw recognize locations from the previous Frieza saga, but then we had brand new stuff in this one where we had to actually kind of modify the environment. When we got there, some of the locations were a mess. Long days in the sun, like you mentioned, all the crew, Brian, Meg, a lot of the fans that showed up to be in the stuff, like Alex and Aaron and Mariel and Tyson and just all our friends.
Yeah, our biggest fans.
So
Mariel
many, just cameos, friends that came down.
Well, also
Gerard.
even coordinating a shoot where it's like you have so many characters in this video where it's like, how do we map out where everyone's free? Because like, you know, Derek and other people, we have like
that was hard.
And it's like, how the fuck do we schedule
And back to Sean, like just all of the costumes being organized and not, there's 5 different sets of cell armor that didn't get mixed up over 3 different weeks to shoot, you know, like he had such a good handle on all of the physical stuff. I only really had to show up and do the makeup. So
another big thing that Garrett did, just to give credit, is like one of the locations we went to where we had the like tournament arena. When we got there, it was covered in broken glass.
And ashes.
We're gonna be doing fighting and like falling on the ground. So Garrett for like an hour was just like almost like shoveling glass around.
There was a lot of cleanup at one of the film shoots, but overall, like, man, there were some long days, and we all put in like maximum effort to come out. And I knew this video was going to be big based on the last one, but really surprised with just like how much everyone loves it.
I want to talk about that glass shoveling arena. I know a lot of people are wondering, like, where did you find the Cell arena? It's so perfect. You know, I did music videos in the past, and you can look on my personal channel. There's a music video I did for a certain band called Sea Cats. What's up, guys? Sea Cats are actually MEGA64 fans. That's how they found out.
They
got in
sent me their
contact
album.
with me. So for that Sea Cats video, we went to this local park here in San Diego that is kind of in a not so developed part of town. A little bit ghetto, rural, but even like a little bit of a shady part of town, but they have this really big park in the middle of it. And in the back of this park, in this very secluded part, there are all these like foundation slabs, maybe like 3 or 4 of buildings that used to be there. So for the Sea Cats video, we went there and we set up a makeshift wrestling ring, and it was the same thing, covered in glass. We just sweep it up, and we actually
fire pits.
We repainted the whole thing and set up the set there and filmed our video. And so when it came time to do this, Rocco was like, where did you film that? Because that'd be perfect for the Cell games. We went back there, and it was recovered in glass. But so I guess people hang out there and drink all day and just smash their bottles on the ground when they're done.
Have bonfire. It was a lot of like little campfires.
Light shit
lots
on
of
fire.
Dick drawings on the ground.
Lots of dick drawings. Lots of fucking like marijuana broken
the little pod containers.
And like all this drug paraphernalia. And it's funny because it's like, dude, what the fuck is going on here? Like, but we were there for so long. We saw all of these groups of people. We saw the craziest fucking people.
There's some dude with a golf club.
I was just about to talk about that. We're filming the Cell Saga, and I'm dressed up as Cell, and fucking Goku's here, and Kevin is as Piccolo, and this dude with no shirt on comes walking with like a 9-iron over his shoulder, and he's just like, no shirt, and he just comes up and he's like, you're cool. You're cool. Don't mind me. You're cool. And we're like, okay. And he's like walking all around us, like staring at us. And every once in a while, he'll go up to a bush and just like hit it with the golf club. and
looking for demons.
I was like, I had finished my part, so I'm just sitting there, and you guys are still filming. And I'm just like, I have my eye on this guy, and I'm like, well, there's like big rocks right here. Like, if shit goes down, like he's got a golf club, but what kind of weapons can we make? And you know, we're all Dragon Ball Z characters, so maybe that'll intimidate him if he knows, if he's familiar with the source material. But that was just one guy. There were like people like hiding in the bushes.
Dude,
like,
we were there on a weekday, and there were just kids sitting at the top of the mountain, like drinking, watching us for like the full 6 hours.
Yeah.
This was back-to-back weekdays, and it's like, do you not have
All
school?
of them,
What the fuck is going on?
all of them arriving on stolen app bikes. You know those credit card app like bikes? They were all like kicked off and then broken into just like, you know, being a free bike.
That's cool.
it was sketchy.
It was weird.
My favorite quote from filming was Garrett. Like, we're all sitting there in hot, and Garrett just says, "Man, this park fucking sucks. I don't even see any animals here."
I don't remember that, but
Just
I think
like,
the heat
one
was.
little extra. Like, the park was abandoned. There's fucking
Dude,
nothing there.
new shit Garrett said.
Yeah, there you go.
That park definitely had some derelicts hanging out in like in the bushes. I think we got there early in the morning, blew up their spot because we cleaned that whole slab off. I think that's where they all hung.
Dude, it's like
and
when
then-
the nerds take
yeah,
over the
but
focus
legitimately,
They just left us alone.
seriously though, no joke. I'm pretty sure they all recognize Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because they
Snapchat.
were like fucking drinking, smoking, I mean like, oh, fucking Kamehameha!
Well, when
like, I
you-
can hear them in the
Goku.
distance,
Oh,
like
yeah.
shouting that
Screaming
shit.
Well, when we came back another day, I think somebody spoke to Sean and said, and they were like, "Is Cell gonna die today? Like, is today the end of the Cell games?" And it's like, oh, okay. And it really goes to show you how far Dragon Ball has reached culturally, because they all knew about it. They all knew the whole story.
Yeah.
And then on a totally separate day, we went to a store. We wanted to have the classic shot of a TV.
It was
in
the
a
Gerard Day, or
well, no, I'm talking about. That's even a different thing. Yeah, but I was just going to say from my own example is, I wanted a shot of Cell on TV in a store window.
Oh, yeah.
And when we went in to get the shot, they to ask, they were like, "Yeah, totally. Put the TV in the window. You're just going to take a second, right? Yeah, cool." And then the dude there was like, "So, is this when he announces the Cell games to everybody?" And it's like, "Yep, everybody just knows." You know, it's like, I mean, it's like you don't think of it on the level as Mario or something ubiquitous like that, but man. They already knew in the continuity where that was.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. When we were doing the day with Gerard, we had a lot of onlookers saying the same stuff.
That homeboy recorded like some Instagram footage.
I know. Oh yeah, I remember there was one guy driving by, just going. He was on his phone driving, just like, "Oh my God, they're Cell! Oh my God, they're Cell! They're Cell!" And just like,
Yeah. Well,
Remember he stopped, he parked.
no, this was a different guy.
Oh,
that
different
guy
guy.
came later.
so yeah, a different guy pulled his truck up next to us shooting with Gerard. Like, it's Cell and Gerard, but Gerard the completionist. Look him up on YouTube. I mean, I'm sure you've already watched a billion of his videos. He's huge. But thank you, Gerard, for doing this video. It was so cool. He came down to our studio. We filmed this whole thing. It was awesome. So thank you, Gerard. He did so good.
He started wearing the MEGA64 hat in his videos.
Yeah, I saw that.
Shit.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway,
barbecue.
so we're filming the cell scene with him, and yeah, a dude just pulls up his truck literally next to where we were standing, and it's going. The truck is running,
This guy
and
pissed Rocco
and
off
so
so
we're
bad.
filming, and it's
Don't
like
blame
in
me,
my head,
Holmes.
I'm like, well, the audio doesn't matter during this shot, so I'm going to keep shooting, but I'm giving this guy like 5 minutes, and then I don't know how else to describe this. I went into douchebag parent mode.
Oh my God.
Where I just put the camera. Hi, can I help you with something? What can I help you with? Oh, I'm just
Soccer mom.
I just saw Cell and I was curious what this was. Yeah, we're doing a video. Anything else I can help you with? No, no. All right. The only other time I can remember being in that mode. The only other time I can remember being in that mode, like business soccer mom mode, I guess, was when we had to shoot our GDC video with Gabe Newell. And we had to film it in the exact same spot that we did with Miyamoto and Kojima. And when we got there, they were doing a catering, like catering was out there. They were like cleaning dishes or something out there. Like a whole catering team was setting up food and like cleaning stuff out there. And it was like, if we don't have this area, we have no video. And it's like my brain just went, and I talked to every person. Hi, could you just move all these tables right now? We're shooting something here right now, and we're permitted to film here right now. So if you could just move these tables, if you could just bring all these tables back in. I wasn't even like thinking about what I was doing. It was like, you have to get them out no matter what.
Dude.
It was like survival mode. Yeah, it was just
Get
like,
the
okay,
shot.
can you move these out? Yeah, I think that's clean enough. You could just bring that back in. Yeah, I think all the food's done. These sandwiches look done. Just put them back in the building. Yeah, just put them back. Oh, man. And then when it was over, it's like, what have I become?
You got the shot though.
I've become mom.
What have I become?
I've become my mom.
Anyway, but
That's what Sean's doing in Arizona right now.
yeah.
Get in the van.
Get in the van. Get in the van.
We're
Get in the
going
corner,
home. We
Paul.
have to go home. I'm not going to make the podcast.
Anyway, but yeah, I want to say thank you again, though, like I said, to Gerard for doing that. Mariel, who, again, Mariel, if you don't know, has done a ton of great like designs for us and much bigger things. That I mean, they're working on Indivisible right now, her and her team. They're working on, or they did Skullgirls. I mean, you could see her art in a million great things. And then you've got Tyson, who IRL is her husband, but Tyson directed the intro to Sonic Mania, that beautiful animated intro, was that guy. And all these awesome animated shorts they're putting out
there's all these new ones.
are from the mind of this guy. And I love that both of them are completely wasted in this video. But I mean, the most talented artists and animators, and we have them playing the androids in Dragon Ball Z. Like, Tyson is going, I love nature with a fake bird.
That character,
this guy has
so
done
funny.
incredible shit, and it's like, what does he do? Oh, what does he do in the new MEGA64 video? Does he animate something? No.
He's got a mohawk.
He blows up. So, anyway. Yeah, so anyway, but I couldn't thank them enough for being in it.
Everyone who helped out, man. It was awesome that they came out there and were willing to put up with us for a day.
Yeah.
Then Mr. Satan,
Yeah.
my personal favorite guest spot.
Yeah.
Vic Valentine, who's appeared here on this show, who is a wrestler who was at the last Game Days, part of Super Awesome Showdown.
Yeah.
Local wrestling promotion that Eric and I did color commentary for in the past. It's funny because there were so many roles that got flipped around in this video. Originally, I was going to be Mr. Satan.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Eric was going to be Cell.
Yeah.
And I don't think Gerard was going to be the guy who got sucked up.
Yeah.
But we ended up putting him in that part.
Yeah.
It's just funny how everything got shuffled about. But when all the chips fell, I think it turned out really good. I think that Victor as Mr. Satan was my personal favorite part. I just think he's so funny. And he never watched Dragon Ball. He was like watching Mr. Satan videos on YouTube beforehand. So he showed up. He's like, so from what I gather, this guy is kind of like Hulk Hogan. Like, I'm going to play him like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, sure, that works.
Yeah.
Toriyama,
Oh, yeah, brother.
did Toriyama like base that character off of a popular American wrestler?
I think he kind of
with
did.
a bald pattern.
He,
it is Hulk Hogan, essentially.
That's
Toriyama started to go through a thing in Dragon Ball, like as the Cell Saga is like Dragon Ball Z is at its most serious. And by the end, he was like, I really miss doing gag manga. Like funny stuff. So he put that character in and later said, that's my favorite character. Because he fucks the whole thing up. And a lot of people hate that character. Because it's like, you have such a great serious sci-fi thing, and then this fucking loser comes in and takes credit for everything and does all the things. But I don't know. I feel like I appreciate that. To me, Dragon Ball Z, every big saga has someone who puts a pin in it. You know, even the first saga, the Saiyan saga, oh, we're going to beat Vegeta. Oh, finally they got the upper hand. And what does Goku do? Let him live. What? How can you not kill this guy? Let him live. That's not what we do. Oh, you know, every saga has that guy. And so, and then Cell Saga comes around and Mr. Satan, he took credit for like the whole thing. Yeah.
Very redeeming, though, in Dragon Ball Super. He apologizes and gives Goku all that money.
Yeah, which was awesome.
It's such a cool, redeeming like thing for that character who over like 20 years I thought like, what an ass.
Yeah. So
I think stories are. I like Mr. Satan as a character. I feel like if you need those characters that are silly to kind of contrast the serious parts. That makes the serious parts weightier. And if you have a movie or a story or a show that is just serious, tense, serious, after a while you mentally just check out. It's like, I need a fucking breather. Like, I remember this is so unrelated, but they like 10 years ago I saw the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and that's how I felt. Like, this is so like tense the whole time. I like, you need that relief, that comedic relief kind of just resets, and you can enjoy the story progression all over again. So that's, I like Mr. Satan.
I agree with that.
Personally.
Well, anyway, just to kind of, unless there's anything else you guys want to talk about, I just wanted to say towards the end of the process, so we filmed everything. The editing process was interesting because, again, like, The Frieza Saga video, I mean, in a day that was edited. I mean, because, again, there's no visual effects whatsoever, so you just got to get the clips in all the right order. This one was a little more complicated because we had so much footage that it was just like, oh my God. So to find everything took a while. But then once you had it all, it was pretty quick to edit. And then again, it was just adding all the sound effects. And again, even that wasn't too bad. They're all mouth sound effects, so it wasn't that hard. But what was tricky was that it was just, our goal from the beginning was the saga in 5 minutes. Here it is in 5 minutes, compact, there it is. And from the get-go, it's like, there's so much to fit in 5 minutes. What are we going to do? Let's go as fast as we can. I think we have it whittled down. You know, we cut out the time chamber. We cut out this. We cut out that. I think it'll work barely. But we overshot so much. And so when I edited it, like, I edited the whole thing, done, every part is in there. I think the only thing I didn't include, like, that I cut out from the get-go was there, and you'll see it, there is a behind-the-scenes video coming. Yeah. So stay tuned, and you'll see this part in there. But there's one part that was cut right away of Trunks when he bulks up super stupid. Like, in the Cell Saga, there's a point where he bulks up and he looks ridiculous. Broly style. Yeah. And that was in there where we just stuffed his clothes full of, like, other clothes. And he just, you know, it looked terrible. That I cut right away because it was just, like, not needed. We get Cell as powerful, so. But when it was all said and done, it was a 10-minute video. Super fast-paced, mostly, but there it was. And it was like, damn, this is 10 minutes. And I showed it to the other guys, and I honestly said, we have two options here. Either we cut this three. We either put it out as is or cut it way down. How's it going to be 5 minutes? I don't know. Maybe we call it something else. The Cell Saga in 7 minutes. Who knows? Yeah. Or we might have 2 videos because it was like the Android stuff ended right at 5 minutes. And then the Cell game started at 5:01. It was perfect.
Android Saga, Cell Saga.
Yeah, I didn't even plan for that, and it was perfect. And it was like, maybe that's the other option. But the more we looked at it, it was like, no, this needs to be a blowout video. And if we do it in 2 parts, just the Android thing on its own, it's like, yeah, it was okay. But the Cell games is awesome. It's like, no, we got to do it all in one thing. And so Derek was like, let me just take a look at it. And then Derek did a pass on it where it got rid of there was a lot of repeated exposition and just stuff that didn't need to be repeated. It really wasn't anything valuable lost.
A lot of characters were explaining the entirety of the Cell Saga. In my opinion, you know, in the beginning, it's like these androids are going to show up and Cell's going to absorb them and he's going to turn perfect. And it's like, when I edited it, I felt like, well, let's just see that happen. We don't need to explain it as we go.
So Derek didn't cut any. There's people saying, oh, there'll be a director's cut. There's nothing of value you're missing. It was, other than that one, there was that one scene where Trunks bulked up, and that will be in the behind the scenes video. Yeah. But that, again, that's just funny. The rest of it was not, it's all in there. It just was repeated.
I mean, I could tell you the 2 biggest chunks that I cut out is when Trunks first shows up and tells Goku, hey, in the future, you're going to get heart disease. Here are the pills. That just went on to explain what the androids were and where and who Dr. Gero was. Yeah,
and but that's already in there.
Yeah, like, we're going to see that happen. Those characters will introduce themselves. So let's just say, I'm here to warn you about the heart disease and the androids. Bye. Yeah. And then the other part was when Piccolo and Cell are talking back and forth. But what are you? I am Cell. Again, Cell kind of explains his whole agenda.
But you already see it happen. All we need to know is he's going to absorb these guys.
It was just a lot of talking that we cut out.
And that was it. And so, it was just better that way. And so once Derek took that last pass on it, the video was 8.5 minutes. And then it was like, cool. We watched it from beginning to end. I think this is awesome. It's action-packed. I love it. I think it's ready to go out. But what do we call it? You know, the Cell Saga in 8.5 minutes, that sounds bad. It doesn't, whatever. And then the decision was made. Derek says, I think let's just call it Cell Saga in 5 minutes. And if it runs long, oh, boo-hoo. But I thought about that for a second, and I'm like, I mean, immediately I was like, well, that's fine with me. That's the way we're going. But I still thought, people are going to give a shit for it. And then it all clicked. It went, no, it's fucking Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z time.
Frieza tells you the planet will explode in 5 minutes, and it's 8 more episodes.
DBZT.
We're good. Exactly. We're good. So we released it like that, and that is the official explanation.
Seeing that conversation,
DBZ time. That's it.
You guys were both over the editing bay. What do you think? Having that conversation, and seeing that dawn on the two of you was like, oh no, perfect. That's it.
That's,
and then
that's
everyone was
DBZ
like,
right there.
Yeah, obviously, that's how you do it.
And also, too, at the even explanation aside, at the end of the day, if it's action packed and it's thrilling to watch, is anyone going to hate? Yeah. Oh no, you gave me more. Oh no, so we didn't care.
I mean,
call it 5 minutes. Who cares?
It's the equivalent of like, hey, can I buy 2 slices of pizza? Sure can. And the guy gives you 3, and you're pissed off.
What the fuck you said
like,
2?
Hey, I paid for 2 fucking slices. You gave me extra pizza. All the comments, the video is actually 8.5 minutes. I just think like you don't enjoy life very much.
A lot of people got it though. They're like, hey,
nobody
it's
here.
DBZ time.
Everyone here was great with it, but somebody's pointing out there were some people. It was immediately as soon as the video came out, it was the #1 video on Reddit.
So cool.
But there were a lot of Redditors that were like, excuse me, what's going on? I'm not watching this. And you said it's 5 minutes, But
there were a lot of people who said
guy.
DBZ time.
Yeah, exactly. So the right people got it.
They got it.
But I do want to point out, and this is interesting, that somebody pointed out in the chat just now, other people justified the time thing by, they pointed out that
it's 2 sagas.
Well, androids go for 3 minutes, and then the Cell games actually do start with 5 minutes left.
It's crazy how that worked out.
So they said like, so people were saying like, no, they're technically right. It's the Cell part, the Cell arc is 5 minutes.
They're like,
I was like, that worked out.
I saw that. Some people said this is the Android Saga and the Cell Saga. So the Cell Saga is within 5 minutes.
Yeah, so we technically were right. No matter how you slice it, we're right, and that's how it usually
Everything
works.
came together.
Cell Saga in 5 minutes, and then in parentheses plus Android Saga.
Plus androids on the side. Hey, I want to say this too, and I just want to address this thing. Ragdoll in the chat brought it up. I had a lot of people ask me, that part where Derek gets hit by Vegeta's final flash move looked pretty genuine. Yep, it was. We did one take. Hey, and Kevin was the thrower.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin, just throw that ball at him and try to aim, okay, ready? Okay. I cannot beat the... fuck. Shit.
You see it come from way in the background.
Man, that beamed him, and it was like... I was just behind the camera like, I think we got it.
Because when you get hit like that, it shakes your whole fucking head forward and everything.
But it didn't hurt. I played it up.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, I knew
You're pro.
It like knocks my head that way. So
it kind of broke that.
Comedic mind, natural response is, oh, fuck.
Yeah, well, you had a helmet on, but to be fair, it broke that helmet. Like,
yeah, but also to be fair, that helmet broke every day. The wind would break that helmet. I remember by the end of the shoot, it was like, last day, I don't remember what the last thing we had to film was, but all I remember is I'm in the costume, it's like, guys, this helmet is not staying on. It was the, I believe it was the final Kamehameha battle.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see in certain shots of my close-up, it's like splitting and there's a little piece of Velcro there.
Yeah.
I was like, we got to film this and wrap it up in about 2 minutes or come back for a second day after we fix this helmet.
Yeah.
Because it's falling apart.
There were a lot of super complex shots, more so, I think, than in the Frieza saga. The Pepper's Ghost stuff that you did.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I mean, there were times where there's 2 subjects, or there's 1 subject. There's 1 actor, a cameraman, and like 5 people holding things to try to
a pane of glass and a reflector and another reflector.
The wind's blowing at hold. Like some of those shots were so complex to get in the camera right there. I mean, but really impressive. When I showed up, I was like, how are we doing this?
Yeah, but let me just say specifically that effect is another one that made me so happy because that was a question writing out the outline was there is definitely a ghostly Goku in the final scene. Goku is like an apparition over Gohan's shoulder. How the hell do you do that without any visual effects? And then it was like all those fucking years of going on the Haunted Mansion are about to pay off. Get a pane of glass and go reflect light on Sean. Okay, and we did a test. It'll probably be in the behind the scenes, and it was like on the glass, it reflected him to where it looked like a translucent Goku. That's a haunted. The Pepper's Ghost trick is a famous trick that they use on the Haunted Mansion. It was invented in like Shakespearean times where they would have someone below the stage lit by candlelight and they'd have a pane of glass on the stage so that that guy's light would reflect on the paint and it looked like a ghost was on stage. It was Pepper's Ghost. And so it was just like, oh, we can use that. We're using Haunted Mansion tricks in this. Oh my God, it was so like rewarding.
Everything,
but
came
man,
together,
it was hard
though.
to pull.
It was
hard.
just luck that everything came together because we're going to an unknown location.
Yeah.
We had to use the sunlight.
Yeah.
To get, and there are 2 different shots at 2 different times a day. It was just miraculous that everything. The wind was perfect for our like ash dust behind Cell
Jesus, that was
shots.
way cool.
All the squibs fired the first time. Like everything went as smooth as it could for how hard those shots or those weekends were. But I definitely was super proud of that video when it came out.
Yeah,
just because of how hard.
So was I.
Did.
I'm super proud of it. And,
everyone killed it.
Proud again. I wish Sean could be here to talk.
Well,
about
he
I really
already talked
did.
about it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But anyway, so thank you everybody who checked out that video. By all means, pass it around or show it to someone if you think they might be interested in that or whatever. Not behind the scenes of that video, but I want to. It's related to it, but I want to pivot a little bit. Okay. Just a second, just for a second. This is the kind of stuff I don't normally like to talk about, whatever. But just in the wake of this video, I want to bring it up.
Dramu.
YouTube drama.
No, is it the algorithm?
Tanacon came back.
Oh, are we going to talk about the algorithms?
No.
I want that.
No.
When we hear that crying sound, we need the video.
I
What
love
happened?
the video. She's got that.
It's
orange,
not good without the video.
Is it orange or
I agree.
green
It's not
beanie?
good without the video.
Without her, it's kind of like, is there a cat dying? But when you see that video, it's like, oh no. Now that
We don't need a
that
visual.
stands on its own.
That's an
Beautiful.
audio cue. Yeah.
The day this video came out, the Cell video came out, it got a ton of views and we were blown away.
We tracked the stats.
Yeah, it was
personally.
awesome.
We followed it very closely.
The second day, it got no views.
Well,
It got none.
Hold on. Let's give them the numbers.
Oh, okay.
By the end of the first day, it was at 170,000. We go to sleep that night. We wake up the next morning, 270,000. 100,000
God.
extra views in the 8 hours we were asleep.
Yeah, that was cool.
For the next 14 hours, 0 views beyond that.
Yeah, day 2, 0 views. So I guess everyone was done with it.
The whole day was just stuck at 274,000 until like 10 p.m., 276,000.
So a couple thousand.
That was it.
Yeah.
They're putting the brakes on you.
So we've had some more since that, and it's got a lot of views now. But I couldn't really get a straight answer from YouTube. I was partially hearing that some of the views might be fraudulent. So if there's any of you fraud people out there, I hope you didn't watch the video.
Yeah, all the fucking con artists watching our video.
Yeah, honest people only.
All the fucking AI bots that have been programmed to watch MEGA64 videos.
Yeah.
Stop! You're fucking up our shit.
Sexy mermaid laser.
Anyway,
Log off.
so I just wanted to I just real quick want to say that happened, and it was really like we worked hard on this. I hope it gets more views someday. That happens, we had a lot of other weird things behind the scenes. I'm not going to get into this, but the other night, one of our classic videos was taken down, was actually deleted from YouTube because YouTube said we were inciting violence and encouraging violence, uploading shock material. I'm not going to say what video it was. It was a classic video that a lot of people would have been really sad if it didn't come back. And we had some brave people help us fight YouTube on it, and it's back now.
Thank God for the warriors.
But every day it's something else, and in fact, just recently people were noticing the thumbnails on their videos were not what they chose. YouTube said they're experimenting with their algorithm picks your thumbnail instead of the one that you chose, just to see how people react to it. The reason I'm bringing all of this up is this game is fucked up. And the reason I bring this up is I see a lot of people that kind of try to judge things by how it looks on YouTube. This is doing this on YouTube. I got a lot of feedback, really great feedback on Flame War Theater. People seem to really like it, which is awesome. We put up a new one this week too. Yeah. But a lot of it is kind of always tapers off with like it's a shame it's not doing well. It's a shame no one's watching it. It's a shame how it's not looking too good. I just want to let everyone know we're doing fine. We're stoked. You guys are all watching it. You guys seem to like it. I couldn't be fucking happier. we're not playing this game of like, let's check the stats every 5 minutes and the algorithm is doing well for us. I am
That's
so
never been us.
not interested in chasing that. Do we want 1 million subscribers? Hell yes. Yeah, I would love that. Do we want you to share our stuff as much as possible? Please, I would be honored. I do want 1 million subs. But that is not the definitive picture of the whole thing, and it never has been for us. That's not the game we're playing, is that's the only thing that matters. That's not how it works. For us. Other people, that may be the case, but not for us.
Our goal isn't VidCon 2019. So.
No, our goal is TanaCon 2020.
So there we go.
But
Reachable
I'm
goal.
just saying, that is not the complete picture. What we are focused on is delivering a great thing for our audience and hoping to grow that audience. I do want to grow that audience. I hope it doesn't come off like I don't want to grow our audience. I would love to. But it's not all there in just the YouTube number that hasn't moved for 2 days, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense.
We're on Twitch. We're doing Patreon.
I'm not trying to sound like I don't care if anyone clicks the fucking video. No, I care.
Yeah,
I want people to but it just by looking at a YouTube snapshot, it's not all the details are not there. And so anyway, so don't get don't get upset, don't cry for us. We're doing fine. Thank you for your support, and as much as you can support us, we appreciate it. But don't cry for me, Argentina.
That's
like
Rocco's
that
take.
message.
I say, cry for us. Because if you don't do it, who's going to? Look, we've been trying to do this game for 15 fucking years. We're still getting our videos frozen for fraudulent views. Fraudulent fucking views? We've been doing this shit for almost 2 fucking decades.
All incites some violence.
You don't think we're going to put out a hit video every once in a while? Let us fucking succeed, YouTube. Let us have a taste of the fucking success for once.
Yeah.
Every meeting we go into, you guys want to make a TV show? Want to make a movie? Yeah, that'd be great. Well, I'm looking at your YouTube views. They're a little bit low. Come on!
There's more to life than YouTube views.
Yin and yang going on here.
So what I'm trying to say is
you bring both strengths. That's why
something
we're so
that I
good.
think will hopefully push us going forward. And what I'm getting to is we just joined Channel Awesome. What?
The man with the big shorts.
That is true.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Do we have to go to TanaCon now?
Sorry.
Wait, what?
I shouldn't talk. No,
Okay.
we're gonna.
Contracts.
Well, Sean cut that out on Wednesday. All right. Hey, real quick, man, we're almost at an hour now.
I know.
Yeah.
We have lots of
We had a
talk
lot of
about.
DBZ to get off our chest.
Yeah, that had been pent up for a long
For 2
time.
months.
We
Hey.
couldn't wait to get it to the viewers, man.
I know. Hey, let's take a moment.
Okay.
Now, on the subject, now that I've said, we're free spirits, we're doing fine, don't worry about us. Now is where I flip the script and beg. Go to shop.mega64.com for all your Mega64 merch needs.
Hell yeah.
Because I guarantee you, there will be a product for you and a product you'll enjoy. We've got a lot of great stuff up there and more to come. Lots of items that haven't been in stock are going to be in stock very soon. But I bet you'll find something if you go to shop.mega64.com. Also, don't forget,
It's a good one.
Sean, bleep that.
Wow.
You don't need to cut it, just bleep it.
Wow, good promo.
Leave this one in.
I just want to flip the script. I want to flip the script on you.
Garlic.
We've got a lot of great items to come. We showed last week, but we're going to Anime Expo this coming week.
yeah.
Yep.
Our panel is on Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. in room LP1. But we're going to have a booth there all weekend long with a ton of new items, a lot of great stuff. And, a lot of that will make it, once the show's over, if we have some left over, it will make its way to the online store. So keep an eye out there. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/mega64. Always great stuff going on there. And in fact, just moments ago, I put up a brand new Friend Dimension where we play Mario Aces. Derek and I get into a heated match of this new tennis game.
Yeah.
And I'm not, you know what? Out of respect for my friend, I'm not going to bring up the outcome.
Wait.
I went home
man.
and bought Mario Aces.
Oh, did you really?
Because I had so much fun playing it on Friend Dimension.
It was.
And,
It is a good game. I like the game.
We swore at the end of the episode that we would revisit the game when we were, masters of it. This was just the preliminary, the first showdown, but not the last.
I feel pretty final about it.
You're kind of a competitive gamer, and you're kind of a shit talker.
See, I'm not. I win, and I walk
So
away.
Brian and I were just talking about this on one of the last PPSs. It's like very hard to play fighting games against you because you're good, competitive, and you talk shit, which is like soul crushing.
Well, here's the thing.
I can't wait to see how this Aces game came out with you against Rocco, because Rocco's admittedly very good at Nintendo products.
Here's the thing about me when I play games. I hate to lose, but I don't mind losing. If that makes sense.
Is that like you hate it, but you enjoy watching it?
No, so here's the thing. Some people, when they play a fighting game against somebody who's better than them, they'll get their ass kicked 2 or 3 times and be like, fuck this, I'm never fucking playing with you again. I'll get my ass kicked 200 or 300 times, and I'll keep going, another rematch, bro. Another rematch, because eventually I'm going to figure out how to beat you.
You got to get good.
And then you're not going to beat me anymore, and then I'm finally going to be satisfied. Yeah. So when I'm playing a competitive game with people and I'm losing, I talk shit, fuck you, you fucking suck. But I will keep going back, rematch after rematch, because eventually I want to figure out what I need to know to beat you. So I hate to lose, but I don't mind losing, because losing is the road to victory. Mm-hmm. You have to fail before you succeed.
No. I win first and walk away. That's how I
take your ball home.
Yeah. Opposite over there. I believe Rocco hates to lose and does mind it.
Mm-hmm. God, you guys really are like a yin and yang. Yeah. And with Sean here, it's like this trifecta, this holy trinity.
Well, watch that friend dimension, join our Patreon, and see what happens. I wanted to give a quick thing to everyone watching on Twitch right now. Guess what? What day is it? July 1st? Oh, shit. Amazon just unsubbed you.
Re-up.
If you do the Twitch Prime trick, yes, there is a trick. You get a free subscription on Twitch every month if you have Amazon Prime. If you already have Amazon Prime, it's a free subscription because you're already paying for Amazon. But you get that every month. Well, every month they unsub you and you have to resub. So why don't you do us a favor? Click that Twitch Prime button, get a subscription, and you get all kinds. Solomon the Squid just did it. You get all kinds of great perks, ad free. You get the special emblem next to your name, all the emoticons, all the good stuff. You're gonna get it all. Give us a sub on Twitch.
From all the subbers.
Look at those.
And
I have to resub too. I do that every month.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I give my Prime sub sometimes to you guys. Well, I won't lie. I don't watch anyone else.
You know what?
Always
it just occurred to me. I've never subbed to us on Twitch.
Really?
And I've had Prime this whole time.
You should sue.
Oh, shit.
It just goes right back into your coffers.
Maybe it could be illegal if he does it. Maybe we have to look into
it. That could be gaming the system
thing.
No way.
I don't know.
I should just do it, though.
Yeah, fuck it.
Government's tricky. They'll get you on anything, Derek. I'd be careful.
Wait, so, all right. Explain, how do I do it? I've never done it, but I want to.
You just log into your Twitch account, your homepage on Twitch.
Synced with your Amazon account.
And then, and then it says free Prime sub, and then you click on who do you want to give it to. Yeah. You follow MEGA64.
I would have to set up a Twitch account, which I don't
there
have.
you
and then
go.
you have to sync it with your Amazon account.
There you go.
But if you do it.
There you have it.
Sometimes I get embarrassed because I am so checked out of everything. I think more than people realize. Like, people always come up to me and they want to talk about, like, yo, I know you follow this YouTuber and all the drama going on with all the esports out there. Like, that's your life. And it's like, I don't follow that. Yeah. Like, I don't watch podcasts. I don't follow other YouTubers. I'm so, like, in my own bubble. Yeah. I work on MEGA64 shit and I watch movies from, like, 40 years ago. And that's all I do. That's all I do, and I read books.
Yeah. I'm not necessarily I watch a lot of stuff. I don't know what this is. I watch a lot of stuff that I'm not even a fan of. Like
I will do that.
I'll watch
kind
like
fascinating. You know,
like iJustine's content is not for me, but I'll watch like
another level.
Hey, what did she? Oh, she got this like flat LG TV. All right, what's she doing with that? Okay, or this certain podcast. Now, I'm not really a fan of these guys, but I want to know what they're all about. And that's stuff that I find myself doing that while I work and stuff.
I find myself going down wormholes trying to understand weird anomalies on YouTube, but it's always like very obscure stuff. Yeah. It's never like what the trending drama is. I'm so checked out.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Rabbit hole, but never like, I hear all my friends on Twitter talking about like this Twitch streamer or this YouTuber. I never go like, let me look up what Oni is. I need to like see.
Yeah. And I feel bad.
I just don't have enough time.
At conventions, people will come up and they'll want my opinion on the latest happenings in the world of YouTube or all this stuff. And it's like, I feel like I should know what's going on. I feel like I should be able to talk to you about this, but I just don't. Like, Yeah, you just reminded me that I didn't have a Twitch account because I don't watch anything on Twitch.
I surprisingly do have one. Yeah, but all I watch is MEGA64 TV or we check in on how its stream quality is and stuff. So it's kind of like for that reason. But other than that, Carcinogen's a Resident Evil streamer who I'll watch do some speed runs on occasion, but most of the time it's audio only. I listen to podcasts or radio stations.
Did anybody watch the Summer Games Done Quick this week? I wasn't around that much, so a lot of times I like to check in on that and like, oh, they're doing a speed run of this or whatever. But I didn't really have the chance this time.
I normally check into that. And
what's that?
You did?
I did as much as I could throughout the week because I was busy. But I think yesterday they just passed 2 million. And they're doing it all to Doctors Without Borders. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Is it over or?
I think it ends tonight, or it might have ended last night at midnight, but I don't remember.
Okay.
You know how everybody on Facebook is doing this thing for their birthdays? Like, I'm deciding for my birthday, donate to a charity. So if you want to celebrate my birthday, donate to PETA.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. And on my birthday, you could just feel free to give all that money straight to me. I will.
Not even MEGA64, just straight to Derek.
Not doing a charity, but you know what? Just feel free. Take all those donations. In fact, all the donations you would give to a charity, just give it to me on my birthday.
Yeah.
Same concept, just kind of flipped it a little bit. You know, I just want to throw that out there. September 27th, we'll see you there. Thank you.
He's not asking for a birthday week or a month. It's just a day.
Just one payday.
One transaction.
Pay the piper.
Venmo
Donate.
works.
Yeah, pay the piper.
Donate to me.
I like this new campaign.
Yeah.
It's good. Facebook's really doing things. Good job, team.
Hey,
Is that a plug for Facebook gaming?
have you played a lot more of the Mario Tennis game, or you picked it up after we played it?
I played a little bit of it.
Okay.
I only played 2-player. I didn't do the single-player adventure at all yet.
Yeah, because that's kind of where I haven't really done a lot of that yet either. I've been playing with other people.
Yes.
And that's been fun.
And I'm getting better.
But a lot of people have said, like, oh, man, the single player... First of all, we saw some of the story is like, well, there's a lot of story
that
in
was
this.
so fucking crazy. So we start the game, and Rocco is like, all right, turn the game on. And it goes to a long-ass cutscene.
Immediately.
About this, like... racket that comes to life and has mind control powers and possesses people, and I saw like this is some fucking Nintendo shit right here. Like, inanimate object is the villain of the tennis game.
Does it have eyes like Cappy?
Did it have eyes? I don't.
No,
it
was glowing. I think.
Oh, okay. It had an evil aura.
No, but what were you gonna say about that?
Oh no, just seeing if you played any more of it. I mean, again, I've only played multiplayer, and it was awesome, but I haven't checked out the single player. So
no, but I really like all the Mario sports games. I mean, going back like 20 years, they have such a good track record.
There hasn't been a new Strikers in a long time. No. The soccer one, huh?
That one, the one on GameCube was killer.
Is that the only one that has existed? That's the only Strikers that's come out, right?
There used to be, you know, starting with like Super Nintendo and through PlayStation and Dreamcast and GameCube, there were these cartoony soccer games. Mega Man had a soccer game. Yeah, Mario Strikers, and they were very like almost reminiscent of Super Dodgeball, where they were simple, minimized teams, but with like power-ups that you could do, super shots and stuff, and it's so fun.
Yeah.
They haven't brought that one back in a while, but all the Mario sports games, tennis, golf, Mario Kart, obviously.
I played Mario 3-on-3 basketball on DS.
They have a basketball game?
Yeah. And I don't think that got great reviews, but I think I enjoyed it. I can't remember. I think I did.
When I was a kid, I used to love this Looney Tunes basketball game. I don't know if it was Space Jam specifically, but it came out after Space Jam. And cartoony sports games are so fun to me. It is like a very underrepresented genre of video games.
Yeah.
I kind of like regular sports games, but I like the gonzo, like not realistic sports games.
Arcade-y.
Way better.
But that's how I feel about racing too.
Well, that's how
honestly,
I feel about
I'd rather play Mario
games.
Kart.
Like NFL Blitz is like one of my favorite games.
Oh, yeah.
But even like NFL, like I'm talking like straight up like Looney Tunes football, where it's like they'll attach a rocket to the football and like send it all the way down the field. Like I love that shit.
Yeah.
Bring that back.
I agree. When it comes to doing like real world shit in games, in terms of like sports or racing or this or that, real world competitions in a game, I don't want it real. Personally, make it a fucking cartoon.
Well, that's why Rocket League was kind of a huge hit.
Yeah, I love Rocket
cartoony.
League.
And that was dubbed here in San Diego.
Yeah,
totally.
San Diego represent.
So no, I haven't played any more Mario Aces, but I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
Yeah, well, I got that, and I wanted to say I haven't really dug into it much, but I love that, and I know this is not like news. They announced this forever ago, but it finally came out. I love that Bethesda put the new Wolfenstein on Switch.
Oh, that's
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there are compromises to make. If you play it on PS4 and Xbox One, you're going to have it in like 4K and it's stunning and whatever. Yeah, they definitely compromise some of the graphics for the Switch, but man, how fun it is to play it on that. To not only bring it everywhere, I bring it, again, from home to the office. I bring it all over the place. Having it on a Nintendo system at any moment to just pop it on and just play, that's a game that I never had time to play because all this other shit came out, and I only have so much time at home to play on a console. But that just being mobile, and it's great. It's totally playable, just like Doom is. I love that they brought that to the system.
One advantage I can see of that, I played Wolfenstein 2 on PC and I loved it because like the frame rate graphics are crazy. When you beat the campaign of Wolfenstein 2, then you unlock all these side missions. And it's like, I don't have time for this. But if you have that on the Switch now, oh fuck, there's all this extra content that I just completely skipped because I didn't have time for it. But on the Switch, that'd be cool.
The brand new Wolfenstein they showed at E3?
The brand new one? No.
E3 is a new like co-op thing in the future. This is Wolfenstein 2, the one that has like KKK
the new blood.
and shit.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool game.
So yeah, I thought that was really cool. They brought it to the Switch. So kudos to them. But also, Lolzar just brought up Luminous Remastered came out on Switch. And I've been playing the hell out of that because I love Luminous, one of my favorite puzzle games ever. And not only is this the classic with the original soundtrack and you heard that song a million times, but they utilize the new vibration in the in the Joy-Cons. The vibration is out of fucking control on this game. It is to the beats of the music.
Oh,
so it's and you feel it, and I've heard an equal amount of people say this is fucking awesome as I've heard turn this shit the fuck off. What is happening? I am in the love it category because to me, I don't know. It's like you feel the music, and that Mizuguchi, the creator of this game, has always been about like making people feel the music. When he did Rez, he wanted people. He's like, I wanted this originally to be a VR game, and I wanted you to be in a suit where you could feel it. And at some events, he brought that, but consumers don't have it. But I don't know. I love it. I think it's great. So yeah, Luminous on Switch. It's on PS4 and the other system. I say get it on Switch.
I asked you before the podcast started.
Oh yeah.
Do you like Legos, Rocco?
I've never been a big Lego guy. And I got when they just recently did Tron Legacy bikes or whatever. I got that.
Yeah.
Because it was Tron, but otherwise no.
You didn't play Legos growing up as a kid?
Yeah, you as a kid.
No, I didn't want to put shit together. I just wanted toys.
Hey,
and
honestly, me too.
Yeah.
Legos were expensive.
Yeah. They were super expensive, and I had to put them together.
You grew up to be engineering, but like you grew up to be a tinkerer and a guy who puts things together and stuff. For me,
that's how my brother was too.
Legos were expensive, so I just didn't have them. But whenever I'd go to a friend's house or when I would get a small set, it would be like two pieces, like all the pieces. And I'd be like, yeah, I don't know how to put this together. But I mean, later on in life, I got a little bit more into it as I became grown up. But the second season of the Toys We Love came out on Netflix.
Yeah, I watched that. Yeah,
and you saw the Lego one.
Yeah.
I thought it was really fascinating.
It was totally awesome.
It reminded me of you. If you hadn't seen it, I was going to recommend it to you because, we got Legoland here in San Diego, and I always felt like, want to be Disneyland.
Yeah.
But watching the Toys That Made Us, I realized that Legoland in Denmark, in Billund, the town where Lego was invented, has been around since like 1968. And I was like, there's like some history to Legoland that I didn't realize.
Yeah.
And that I think they have like 8 Legolands all over the world.
Yeah.
But I think there's another movie you might watch, even though you might like, even though you're not that into Lego. There's a movie out there called, I think, The Lego Brick House movie. It's on Netflix. It's a 45-minute documentary, but it's all about this like next to the factory in Billund. They want to build this house out of Legos that is kind of like a epicenter for all things Lego.
Yeah.
It's not part of Legoland. It's almost like a Lego museum and historical vault. Yeah. But it was really interesting because the whole movie really talks to the current CEO of Lego. He's like the third generation family CEO who runs it. And you get a real big insight into kind of how he approaches Lego. And I realized that Lego is one of those companies like Nintendo, like Disney, where they have generations of kind of an ethos that they strive for. And, you know, they're just one of those companies that's going to be around forever. And I love, you know, getting insight. I love whenever you see an interview with the CEO of a company like that. It's just really fascinating to see how they think and how they work. So because I know you would love it because I know you love that.
I did love it. And honestly, you know, it's funny. Something that was kind of disappointing to me was there were when the first batch of the I love that Toys That Made Us series on Netflix. Anything about the toy industry is so fascinating to me. But what kind of blew me away was how many people were like, "Oh yeah, there's a Barbie episode. Skip that one." But the other ones are good.
The Barbie
and it's
episode
like,
was awesome.
No,
I don't.
Hey, I don't give a shit about Barbie. But the industry behind that couldn't be more interesting. Like unbelievable.
The origin story blew me away.
The thing about that episode that blew my mind was how Barbie was always looking off to the side.
Yeah.
And there was this thing about art history about how all these painters throughout time would paint nude women, but they would never look straight into the camera or straight at the viewer because it would be like provocative. So they were always looking away. And Barbie always looked away too. So when they finally made Barbie making eye contact straight at the kid, it was like, yo, this is like perverse.
Isn't that funny?
Why is this female looking me in the eyes?
Isn't it funny when you hear about stuff from past generations that have just gone by the wayside but were a problem?
Yeah.
Like I always think these are two involving the Beatles, but I always think when my parents tell me how much everyone was upset about their haircuts. Oh my God, who gives a fuck?
Because they were long?
Oh yeah, girls' haircuts.
They're like short compared to today.
But you know what I mean? But at that time,
your hair is longer than
at that time it was a little feminine, and it was like, why aren't these guys? What are they doing? You know? And David Bowie's makeup was like, why does he have makeup like that? You know, it was upsetting. But and going back to the Beatles, you know, they had A Day in the Life, and they wouldn't play on some stations. I'd love to turn you on. What is? I'm not going to play that, you know? And it's like, and now all these generations later, oh my God, who gives a fuck that they did that or said that or whatever. But culture just changes, and it's so interesting.
It's funny. That reminds me of a story of when Clint Eastwood was filming A Fistful of Dollars with Sergio Leone. He was like, I'm working with this Italian director, and this Italian director puts me in front of the camera, and he's like, all right, so point your gun at the guys and then pull the trigger, and then I will signal to them. They'll get hit with the bullets, and they'll fall over. And Clint's like, yeah, like I make Westerns in America, and you're not allowed to have a gun firing and a person getting hit with the bullet in the same shot. Like, that goes against all the standards and practices. Like, there's no way they're going to let that in. But then he's like, but I guess this director doesn't know. I'm just not going to say anything. And that became such an iconic. It changed the movie landscape.
That was the
first time a gun fires and you see the guy get shot with the bullet in the same shot.
They would always cut, like Maltese Falcon cuts to the reaction.
It'd be like a guy shooting at the camera, and then the camera would cut to a guy going like,
yeah, exactly. So that was the first time?
Yes, in an American movie, or a movie released in America.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Such a small thing,
but again, like things you never
rules.
think about, and you're like, well, that, like, I can't imagine a movie now that wouldn't be allowed to do that. But
I remember having a similar thought, but I remember watching Lost. And in a later season, sorry, you had years to watch this, so if it's spoiling, I'm sorry, but they time travel. And they see a younger version of a villainous character. And they have that debate of like, if we do something to him now, will he not terrorize us later? But it's like, no, what happened. It's not going to affect it. Like, if you do something to this kid, it always happened. Like, you're not going to change anything. And the guy puts it to the test, and Saeed shoots the kid.
Yeah.
And it never occurred to me till later, but I read a thing that was like, a kid hadn't been shot on just that time slot of network TV.
ABC.
And it was like, a child got shot on camera.
When I saw that happen, I knew that was a big moment. Because I had noticed ever since I was a teenager watching movies, there's always this, they're going to kill the kid now.
Yeah.
Or you think they kill the kid, and then it cuts to the next day, and oh my God, everybody's dead in here. Wait, lift up that rug. Oh, thank God he was hiding. Oh, he was hiding.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I knew that, like, kids never get it.
But I think in my mind, and a lot of people's mind, it was just, we know this kid who he is as an adult. So it's just, you're just thinking, he's just that adult. Who gives a shit? Shoot him. But yeah.
No, but when I saw that episode, I was like,
a kid.
Oh, holy shit. Like, They shot the kid.
Yeah.
I remember you
They
guys
don't-
saying something.
They don't ever do that.
Yeah.
Like this will be a big deal.
I think they talked about it. I think Damon Lindelof talked about it on some podcast later. He's like, just so everyone knows, we didn't want to make a big deal out of it, but that was the first time a kid got shot on ABC at 9 p.m. Or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, the kid at that moment is the innocence of a child.
Yeah,
you know?
he's not like Chucky or something. Like he's
a nice kid.
He's a nice kid, but they know what he's going to become, so he just like
blast him.
And that kid's name was
John
Abraham Lincoln.
Locke.
I hope we didn't spoil that for anybody. But anyway, yeah, it's just always funny, those kinds of things. But going back though, that toy documentary series, The Toys That Made Us, I really like. But I will say this, even the ones that don't interest me at all, like honestly, I was never, as a kid, I was kind of into Transformers, and then Beast Wars came out, and I love that, and then that was over, and now I don't really care. But it was really cool. The documentary on it was great. And it also showed you, too, the Transformers episode showed you how much Beast Wars kicked it back into gear.
Oh, really?
Transformers was dead for a while, and then Beast Wars was this exciting new thing. What the hell? Beast Wars? What is this? Yeah. And I'm telling you right now, all those people at Paramount, and they're like, oh, these movies are just has fallen into a lull, and they might take Transformers 5 or 6 or whatever they're at off the calendar because they're not doing so well, and Bumblebee might not do that well. Guys, look at fucking history. If you guys made the definitive Beast Wars movie, and I talk shit on all the Transformers movies.
Me too, but I would be there for Beast Wars.
If the trailer starts and it's the fucking jungle millions of years ago, and this gorilla is just eating stuff. If there's a gorilla, imagine this trailer.
Yeah, okay.
There's just a gorilla in the jungle and it's silent for like a minute, and you're going, what are they showing us? Like, what is this movie? What is this, a nature documentary? And then all of a sudden you see some ship crash in the distance, and the gorilla steps up, and then a cheetah, like these are real animals, all walk into frame and start looking at this. You'd be thinking, is this not a nature documentary? And then all of a sudden that gorilla fucking talks. Optimus Primal maximize. And that guitar riff comes in. Beast Wars! And they start running, and then the trailer says like coming soon.
Running.
I would piss myself in the audience. And I hate the Transformers movies. That right there, I'd be like, you fucking got me, because that's something different. It's not the same shit.
Hold on. All the animals in the jungle start running at the camera like a lineup.
And a fucking raptor comes out and joins them.
Oh, that's
the studio's got to make money with this, right?
I think I was with you with the Beast Wars idea, and maybe somebody else out there has a different take on it.
You described something a little different from what I had in mind. I thought they got to go dark with it. They got to make it modern.
No, fuck the dark shit. We've done this dark shit too much.
Dark
and that's
Side of the
another
Moon.
thing. I'm going to talk about this too.
Wasn't one of them called
Dark of the Moon?
Jesus
which is still the worst title ever. But all this dark shit, I was just talking about this to Kevin the other day. A book came out this last week called, it's a Power Rangers book. Angel Grove, I wish I could remember.
Is it a comic?
Sean will show the cover. No.
You don't know?
It's a book of all the monsters that they ever fought in Power Rangers. All the rubber stupid monsters that they ever fought. But the book writes about the alien encounters in Angel Grove. Thank you. That's the name of the book.
Okay.
They write about all these dumb monsters, and it's all in order of when they were in the original show, Mighty Morphin. They are written about non-fictionally. So the whole book is, many remember when Terror Toad, took the town. And
sounds fucking lame.
But it's awesome. No, it's hilarious because they act like each thing was 9/11. It's awesome. It's written comedically. I mean, it's a comedic book. It's not serious.
Okay.
But each thing is written like It's hilarious. It's like the attack of Nasty Night in '94.
So they did it
people,
deadpan.
Yeah, and it's a bio on every monster. Okay, but it's just deadpan. It's meant to be funny, but it's just who could? Well, not many remember when the Aquitian Rangers had to take down Hydro Hog. But, those who were there remember the warehouse district was wiped out. And, they act like that. Yeah. That's how the fucking movie should have been. If they do another Power Rangers movie, that's how it needs to be. Is you have the silliest, stupid rubber monster shit that you had in the show, and it's that goofy. Have Jim Henson, don't do this dark CGI metal shit. Have Jim Henson Studios make some Dark Crystal looking goofy labyrinth shit for monsters, And it's that silly, but everyone takes it seriously. They have to, oh my gosh, you know, we tried to fly out to Seattle, but, you know, Arachnotron has not been taken down, and we don't know what to do.
Could pull us out of the sky.
Yeah, they've been trying. The Mastodon has been trying to freeze that all day. Like this is like a serious thing, but it's like that's so fucking goofy. You know what I mean? I think colorful and playing that direction is so much more valuable than everything's dark. I'm so hurt, and I hope there are others that hurt like me.
You know what? Just listening to your story, because I actually am of the opinion that movies aren't dark enough. Seriously. And I feel like what you're describing is actually dark.
Sure.
When you say that Terror Toad was like a 9/11 event for Angel Grove.
Yeah.
Sure.
People have died.
Like,
Sure.
I think that, see, there's a level of seriousness to the, like, direness of the situation. Like, homes are being lost, people are dying.
It's not like the whole thing's goofy. Yeah, that is.
See, because for me, I feel like where stories fail is it's this fake darkness where, we're going to get fucking itchy.
Yeah.
It's for kids.
Yeah,
It's
I could
dark.
see that.
You know,
I see what you're
it's-
saying.
They're like teenager badass mindset of like, you know, like, I'm not going to get hurt. Fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they don't actually like think of the ramifications and the consequences as they like go on and on and on and on.
I guess when I reference a movie, you know, like a minute ago, I referenced Labyrinth. That's a movie that actually kind of is dark.
Yeah.
I took this baby's going to get killed, and everything has this dark atmosphere and this dark cinematography,
Evil.
but it's still all Muppets.
it's
still,
songs.
it's still. So I guess that's more what I mean is that it's kind of it walks that line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess not that it's not dark. There's a colorful aspect to it, but with dark nature behind it. So I guess that's more what I'm talking about. So I guess that's a good
Would
clarification.
it go out and just surprise anybody out there that we think pretty much all modern movies are shit? Is that, I mean, are we blowing minds out there
There's
right
some-
now?
Yeah, unless you're doing some indie stuff and it's few
just-
and far between,
I-
man. I just went and saw the new Jurassic World. What up?
I feel like, hey,
Really?
Real talk. I feel like every week we're talking about, hey, this new movie came out. This is why it sucks. And people are like, yeah, you guys like are so negative. And at this point, you got to know what our taste in movies are. I just want to.
And I can enjoy a popcorn movie like what I thought Jurassic World 2 was going to be.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can. I'll talk shit.
But
I
I'll
can't.
point out when even a dumb, fun Chris Pratt action movie misses the fucking ball.
Hey, this is a game that I've been playing recently because Jurassic World 2, it seems so fucking uninteresting to me. And what is it called? What's the full
Fallen
title?
Kingdom. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Fallen Kingdom.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Sounds like such a stupid fucking movie. Just the title. I've been playing this game where I think up new titles to future Jurassic Park sequels. So it would be something like Jurassic Planet Bloody Fang Rampage.
Yeah. That sounds cooler.
And I just go back and forth with my friend, whoever I'm with. I say one, and then they say the sequel after. Like, how do you up the ante? All right. Jurassic Universe Blood Ocean. And I just get a kick out of it because I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is like all the thought that goes into these movies
But you know,
in real life.
I've played that game before though, and I have to say, no matter what titles you try to embellish, by the end, everyone always arrives at the same title.
What?
Cut Butt 3.
Simplify.
I'm going to cut your fucking butt. That's what it always ends up. No matter what movie, you always end up there.
You know what?
It's like a Ouija board.
I just want to lob that game out there, and you'll have a good time, and you'll just realize how stupid all these fucking movies are. Like, what are we doing? Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
This one is clearly a sequel to Mirror Image, the last one. I mean, it is cookie cutter. The first Jurassic World.
I heard it.
You can do it
and it's just to sell toys and
any modern
and all
movie that
shit
has
for kids.
4 or 5 sequels in the franchise, you could take it and play this game with it. So Transformers: The Dark of the Moon is right up there.
Moon. What a shitty
What's
name.
the new Transformers called? Like Knights of the
Waste of fucking time. All anyone remembers
Dark of Night?
it was last night or the last night.
Something.
But it's
Transformers,
KNIT.
Nights.
Yeah, because
Isn't
they're
like-
like
The last
medieval.
No, Bumblebee is coming out.
Well, that's
spin-off.
Yeah, all right.
I just want to say though, to be fair, in all fairness, the one movie, I guess you'll say franchise thing that is coming, that I am legit excited for, and they showed a poster for it this week, and I'm so excited because, and I've said this on here before, it exudes love. It doesn't exude, we're going to get so much fucking money, and it exudes actual, like, the love of wanting to do it on a low budget because it's awesome, is Glass.
Oh, yeah.
They showed the poster for that this week, and I got so pumped.
I got psyched for that too because I really loved, the last one. Split.
Yeah.
And how it was like my only thing is about that.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about Split was that I didn't know.
Yeah.
That it was connected. And
Yeah.
I don't think there's a way that they could have pulled that off for this one.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm going into this movie knowing what I'm getting. And it's kind of like, I like the switcheroo you pull.
Yeah.
But
But now,
Split.
But yeah, that genie can't go back in the
you
bottle.
can't do that
So,
again.
so I am curious how it will be. But I like this. I don't think this new movie is very high budget either.
Oh,
so that's
cool.
what I think. And I've heard that there's a lot of people talking like behind the scenes on that movie. Like, don't expect this big budget superhero movie or something. It's a low budget movie, just like Split was. But man, I think that's great.
It's better off for
They
it.
were always
I
grounded.
think Shyamalan should have. I think Shyamalan is at his best with not much money and just creativity.
His superheroes were grounded in like a human reality and not really a alien fucking spectral energy and super. One dude has super strength. I mean, it was pretty simple. They don't have to do crazy CGI for this. So.
Yeah.
Jurassic Mountain, Dawn of the Scale.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, and it's a prequel.
Yeah. Origins.
Jurassic King shit of fuck mountain.
See, you're not good at this.
That's
Cut butt 3.
No,
Fuck.
it's supposed to sound like it actually could be a movie.
I feel like Jurassic World Bad Science would be a good one because I feel like that's just the origin.
I think they should make
I like
the next
weird
one.
science, so
Is
that
the
makes
next
me
one
think
going to
of
be called Jurassic World Life Finds a Way? Because they've put that quote.
See, now
in
that
everything.
would be
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
and that's like the
There's like a good
sweeter
dinosaur.
side.
Yeah, there's like a good dinosaur.
They've used that quote in
They make
every
a-
promo.
They make a friendly T-Rex that can talk,
Yeah.
and it's a robot.
And it teams up with Whoopi Goldberg.
They put Goldblum in this new one, but he's like not with the rest of the cast.
No.
They got Goldblum for one afternoon, and they're like, yeah, courtroom scene. We'll get like 5 lines, pepper him through the movie, and then we'll advertise it like he's in the movie. Great.
Yep.
What are you doing?
That particular franchise makes me really sad.
Jurassic
the
Park.
fact that now it's Transformers, now it's Jaws 4 is so like that movie.
weird
That
how-
movie didn't deserve
Hey,
that.
it's Planet of the Apes all over again.
Fuck.
Like the first one had so much
yeah.
integrity, and
Yeah.
then it just was like, what are we doing? Wait, no, really, what are we doing? Hey, seriously, like, where are we?
I think that series has a lot more integrity though than where this went.
Well, maybe 50 years
like,
from now.
Like Planet of the Apes
Twice.
still has some sequels that have something to say. Whether they, the ones in the 60s and 70s went to shit, but some of them have something to say. And even these new ones that came out, I think the first one actually really had some good stuff in it. But yeah, it kind of fizzled out. But I never saw the third one, so I shouldn't comment on that.
Dude, it's cute. Caesar's got a little baby.
Oh.
I know.
The chat is delivering some killer Jurassic Park movies. Anyways, should we wrap it up?
Yeah,
what do you think?
we're way over.
This was
We
an
went
after
really
show?
long.
I thought
No,
this was
one
after
quick
show.
pinch though, talking about movies. I did see Sicario: Day of the Soldado. I'll just pitch it. It's a great exploitation film. It feels like an 80s action movie. Like politics, guns.
wanna
It's
see that.
mean. It's fucking brutal. Go in expecting a B movie and you'll have a good time.
I
But
just want
liked it.
action. The
Yeah.
action in the first one was sick.
They set it up to basically give Benicio del Toro his own death wish. Like, they set up for a third one. They're writing it. Like, great. Let this be a schlocky, fun action franchise.
Alright.
I'm in. It's good. I liked it.
Cool.
Sick.
I've just been watching ER season 4.
Oh, yeah.
No joke.
I got blindsided by that. Just
George
great.
Clooney?
Yeah,
Dude, how
Clooney's
hot is
Somebody-
he? How hot is he?
Somebody
kills
did
it.
have a good point though.
funny and handsome.
What's
Hey,
up?
somebody did have a good point. When they reboot these fucking movies, I hate this title thing.
What?
Where they go, what should we call this? Predator 3? Predator 4? No, The Predator.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll call it the Jurassic Park.
The Park.
The Jurassic.
The park.
The park.
The Jurassic.
The Jurassic.
Then the world.
The World. Yeah, the next Jurassic
When they
World's
go
gonna be
into
called The
like
World.
the 10th sequel.
Anyway. All right. Thank you for watching, everybody. Again, we are going to be at Anime Expo 2018 in Los Angeles. So join us. Again, our panel
there.
is on Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Thursday, July 5th at 8:30 p.m. in room LP1 and our booth 3722, I believe.
Come
but
say
check
hi.
check our website, check mega64.com for all the updated info just in case. But we'll be at the booth the whole weekend. Hey, if you're going to Anime Expo, I want to throw this in too. If you're going to Anime Expo, of course, LA is relatively close to us. We're all going to kind of be in and out. At some point, every one of us will, at some point, every one of us will be in or out of that convention. I would say if so you could keep checking back if you want to meet someone in particular or want somebody to sign something. But if you want to guaranteed meet all of us, like in one day, your best bet is Thursday because that's the day of our panel. That is the day that for sure we will all be there at some point. The first day of Anime Expo. So be sure to do that if that's what you want. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of broken up. Like some people are here this day and some of the other, and blah, blah, blah. But Thursday is the day we will all be there. So I would say try to make that your day to visit if that's something that matters to you.
If you're going for MEGA64, go on Thursday.
But I'll be there every day, in and out, so, and when I say in and out, I mean I'll be eating.
Oh, at the burger joint.
Yeah. But, unlike Carl's Jr., bother me. I'm eating. Because I don't care. It doesn't
Come by, take a photo. We'll sign whatever you want.
If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face.
I said that on a local Channel 6 Carl's Jr. commercial.
What?
There's got to be footage out there I should find.
You said that?
On a San Diego, no, I did a local San Diego Carl's Jr. spot with my hockey team. Oh. And I had to say that fucking line at the end of it. If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face. And it was I just remember being so embarrassed and so like, this is fucking lame.
Yeah, but
I want to play hockey.
All these years later, here we are and you're an ass eater. So obviously it had a lasting effect on you.
Yeah. Is that Carl's Jr. commercials really got me into it.
Sloppy.